Welcome to this presentation on the influence of teacher efficacy on pre-service and novice teachers. Teacher efficacy is a teacher's confidence in their ability to promote students' learning. It is a motivational construct that directly impacts classroom outcomes and student achievement, and it is also connected to a teacher's beliefs. Teachers' beliefs, knowledge, and concepts contribute to their expertise, learning, and professional development. Teachers process new knowledge and experience through their beliefs. These beliefs direct teachers' classroom behaviors and actions. When teacher efficacy and teacher beliefs are combined, the research literature defines teacher efficacy as a judgment of one's capability to bring about desired outcomes of student engagement and learning, even among those students who may be difficult or unmotivated. A teacher's judgment of their capabilities have powerful effects. The construct of teacher efficacy is a complex one. It can be both potent and problematic. Let me explain. Teacher efficacy is rooted in the theoretical framework developed by Albert Bandura called social cognitive theory. Social cognitive theory proposes that a person's behavior results from a mixture of environmental, personal, and behavioral factors. These factors can equally influence a person's general perception of their abilities positively or negatively in a substantial way. This theory forms the basis of teacher efficacy. Teacher efficacy is critical to pre-service and novice teachers because of its favorable effect on student learning and the improvement of teaching practices. Educators and education stakeholders know student achievement is related to what and how teachers teach. The powerful effects of teacher efficacy. The research shows that when teachers possess a high sense of teacher efficacy, they tend to, and I'll read only a couple of things in the first column, they see difficulties as something that can be overcome, and they have a greater confidence to take on new challenges. As it concerns pre-service teachers, they are more positive toward lesson planning, and novice teachers, they find greater satisfaction in teaching. In the second column, teachers with low sense of teacher efficacy, they tend to experience burnout. In terms of pre-service teachers, they tend to be controlling and view students' motivation negatively. As far as novice teachers are concerned, they have a less optimistic view of teaching, and they find teaching more difficult. Despite the large body of research on teacher efficacy, there are still gaps in understanding how various initial teacher education programs influence teachers' efficacy and how self-efficacy develops in pre-service and novice teachers in varying lengths of initial teacher education programs. Additionally, there is limited research on how teacher efficacy influences novice teachers' efficacy beliefs, specifically what elements contribute to teacher efficacy in their school or working environment. My research study attempts to address these gaps, and the following research questions were developed to explore the topic of teacher efficacy and to guide my research studies. The overarching question is, how does teacher efficacy develop in pre-service and novice teachers? And then the following sub-questions will also be examined. How do initial teacher education programs influence pre-service teachers' self-efficacy? How is teacher efficacy influenced by a 4-semester versus a 2-semester initial teacher education program? How do novice teachers develop self-efficacy within their school or work environments? The significance of my research is that the concept of teacher efficacy is critical to pre-service and novice teachers because of its favorable effect on student teaching and its student learning and its power to improve teaching practices. Most educators and education stakeholders recognize that student achievement is directly related to what and how teachers teach. A teacher's judgment of their capabilities have powerful effects. Therefore, examining the factors that increase or decrease self-efficacy for teacher candidates and novice teachers is a worthwhile goal. A deep understanding of the factors that increase or decrease teacher self-efficacy could inform how initial teacher education programs design and develop their courses and shape how in-service teacher professional development initiatives foster novice teachers' self-efficacy capabilities. My research questions lend themselves to a social constructivist worldview. And as a social constructivist researcher, I really want to understand. I want to understand how pre-service teachers are impacted from a 2 to a 4 semester initial teacher education program. I want to understand how novice teachers are impacted in their work environments. And I also want to hear their perceptions and their interpretations from their point of view. My positionality statement is that each participant's reality is different and meaning is co-constructed by the participants based on their environment. There are no absolute truths, and knowledge will be created in collaboration with the participants in my study. And also, as an experienced teacher who is also a member of the culture, it'll be important that I will present information and relay it accurately and truthfully and free from the bias associated with my own lived experience as an educator. However, that could be a positive for me because as an insider, I may be able to enable a deeper understanding of the culture of the teachers that I am investigating. In terms of data collection and the tools I will use, I will access the Ontario Tech University Faculty of Education database of current education students from the Bachelor of Education Program Office, but I will be only accessing the database to gain email addresses from 2 main categories of students, current students and graduates. And I will gain their email addresses and they will be given an invitation to participate in the study through a questionnaire, and it will be an online questionnaire. Once they open that questionnaire, they will be able to check a box which will give them consent, will give their consent to participate in the questionnaire. Those participants who consent to virtual sessions of semi-structured interviews or focus groups will be contacted by the information that they give us within the questionnaire to arrange meeting times to the addresses that they have provided. And my proposed participants will be current Bachelor of Education students and Bachelor of Education graduates who have graduated from Ontario Tech University in the Durham region. And I'll specifically be looking at the years of 2003 to 2004 because those are the years of going from a 1 semester to a 2 semester initial teacher education program. The participants of this study will be adults, so they'll be 18 years of age or older. My research design is a multimodal sequential mixed methods design, and it will occur in 2 phases. Phase 1 will use a quantitative questionnaire with Likert scale items and open-ended questions to capture the participants' self-efficacy responses, and that questionnaire will also consist of some qualitative open-ended questions. In the second phase, the qualitative phase, there will be semi-structured interviews or focus group meetings will take place and will be used to allow for more in-depth responses and a more comprehensive analysis of the research questions. We will collect contextual, perceptual, and demographic information from our participants, and the data will be analyzed using statistical software for the quantitative aspects of the design, and thematic coding will be used for the qualitative aspects of the research design. Ethical considerations. There will be 2 key factors related to data collection in the participants that will have to be considered, and that is anonymity, not using their real names, and confidentiality, not disclosing what they say to others. And so we will have to protect their privacy, and that way the participants' identities will remain unknown so that they can express their feelings openly and honestly without being recognized, and that makes the data more genuine and informative. We also have transcripts from the semi-structured interviews or focus groups, and we will use a unique code, and this code will refer to the identifying information of the participants who will be interviewed. We also use audio recordings of semi-structured interviews and focus group sessions, and these will be virtual meetings conducted on Zoom or Google Meet, and I will remove any identifiers, and then the audio recordings will be deleted and the transcripts will be capped. In terms of trustworthiness, the scale will be using in our questionnaire as a modification of a scale that has been used by other researchers who have used it to collect data in their studies. And so the scale also represents the participants' perceived feelings of self-efficacy, which is the only way we can measure their experiences, feelings, and interpretations in their context. And that is why it'll be a trustworthy tool for this study. My goal for this proposed research study is that it would assist pre-service educators, school administrators, and other educational stakeholders in recognizing the importance of fostering teacher efficacy. In other words, teacher efficacy matters.